Alright, good evening. Welcome to the stream, everyone. How are we guys doing tonight? Tonight we're watching Lincoln City versus Liverpool, plus all the games in the AFL Cup. There's 3 games left. We've been watching this over the 3 nights. Lincoln City versus Liverpool. Watch along. Yeah, so... Alright, good evening. Welcome to... Yeah, so that's what we're doing tonight, guys. Hi everyone on YouTube. Haven't been live on YouTube in absolute ages. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Lincoln City versus Liverpool. Watch along. What's up, Ryan? Welcome to the stream. Let me actually mod you, Ryan. I forgot to mod you. I know some of you guys are Lincoln fans, some of you guys are Liverpool fans, but yeah. Oh. Hang on a minute. I think I modded you, Ryan. Did I mod you? Oh, I can't remember my BBC login. It's weird. Oh, I modded you. What the heck? Weird. I made you mod. That. I don't know, Ryan. I made you mod. I made you mod. I don't know what happened. Weird. I made you mod. Alright, I forgot my password for this, so let me just do this real quick. Yeah, it might be, maybe. I was going to stream on the collab channel, but then I thought, nah. I'll stream on this one. Oh shoot, they've got limited stock coming tomorrow. Oh crap, Game have just emailed me. I'm gonna wait, honestly. I'm gonna wait till release day. I'm gonna go and get it. Honestly. gonna head out. Okay, Ryan. I've just done my password. 1.5.
Alphonso Davies starts on the bench tonight, and Sevilla, they're unbeaten in 21 games, and Ivan Rakitic starts for them after his return to the club from Barcelona.
And also we've been hearing from UEFA today about a number of things, including the potential for fans being allowed in the Champions League next month.
Yeah, the UEFA president, Alexander Shefrin, has said he hopes to use this Super Cup in Budapest as a kind of pilot that will begin, in his words, to see the return of fans to our matches. But he's admitted nothing's been decided yet about fans returning to Champions League games when the group stage begins next month. UEFA have called on the fans attending the Super Cup tonight to act responsibly. And as well as talking about the fans possibly returning, Shefrin also confirmed that the March and September international windows will feature triple headers, and also 5 subs are going to be allowed in UEFA competitions for the remainder of the season. So that means the English teams will be able to use 5 subs in the Champions League and Europa League, but of course not in the Premier League, where it's back to being only 3 subs allowed.
John, Bayern Munich against Sevilla kicks off at 8 p.m. John, keep us updated on that. Now, after fears that the whole National League season can be scrapped, the board say they're in talks with the government and the FA to get a critical funding package. Doubts have been cast over whether the new season could get underway at all as planned.
Who do I support? Lincoln or Liverpool? I'm United.
BBC Sport reporter Simon Stone has been following the story. It's going to actually, there is a glimmer of hope here, Simon, isn't there?
There is. Yes, the National League didn't say in their statement that the league definitely would start.
I'm neither.
On the 3rd of
neither.
October as planned. But that is my understanding, and they
I'm neither, dude.
The government to come back to them early next week with the outline of what they intend.
I'm going to mute it totally off. I'm neither. Man City all the way. Yeah, we're going to have Man City up as well. Hey, what's up, Dan? Welcome to the stream. I'm neither. I'm Man United. We can pull that game up if you'd like me to. Man City all the way. I think Man City are playing as well tonight. Should we pull that up for you? We can pull that up as well. Let's pull that up for you, actually. Let's put all 3 games on screen so you guys can see the scores. So, we've got some... Yeah, Man City are playing tonight as well. So let's pull Man City up as well. Let's pull Man City up for you as well. Alright, so we're going to pull Man City up as well. There you go. It's you, Toxic. Alright. Nice, Dan. Congrats. And we'll also pull Bristol against Man City as well. Aston Villa, sorry. So yeah, this is all 3 ties being played tonight, guys. The last of the 3 ties. As you guys know, I've been watching it for the past 3 nights. There we go. There's another one. And there's my face cam. There you go. All 3 games are now on screen. We'll cover that up as well. There you go. But our main focus tonight is going to be Lincoln versus Liverpool. I did put this in Discord. Yo, what's up, Nicholas? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. It is, yeah. You say 4-2 Liverpool? Alright, I'm back. Liverpool, huh? Who am I cheering on? I hope Lincoln won. It'd be nice if they won. Sorry about that, I was watching something on my phone. Yeah, if you guys are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will try and do more watching. I have Lincoln won. It'd be nice if they won. Imagine Liverpool getting knocked out, that'd be funny. That would just be hilarious. Alright, be funny. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you guys are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will try to be more. Oh.
Stature, obviously a Hollywood famous actor, and you want to invest in a football club, and you're wondering why Wrexham. I was looking at his Twitter account last night, social media account, and there was a tweet from Lois Moreau.
So yeah, we will have live. I will try and do live commentary, guys. I don't know if I'll get copyright though. Probably will. Well, we've done some of these on my old channel. We never did. So I don't think we will. We did some of these on my old channel, and we never got copyrighted. So yeah, we'll have live. I will try and do live commentary, guys. I don't know if I'll get copyright though. Probably will. Well, we've done some of these on my old channel. We never did. So I don't think we will. We did some of these on my old channel. As long as you don't share the game, you won't get copyright. Yeah, I won't be sharing the game. I'll do live commentary though. I won't share the game. I won't share the game. I can't share the game, I'm not allowed to. But I've got it on screen anyway. I've got, like, they can see what I'm watching. As long as you don't share the game, you won't be copyrighted. Yeah, I won't be sharing the game. I'll do live commentary. I won't share the game. We've done some of these on the Sam Live channel. On the Big 3K channel, we never got copyrighted. So I've got it on screen anyway. I've got, like, they can see what I'm watching. We've done some of these on the Sound Live channel. On the Big 3K channel, we never got copyright. I'm going to check my Sound Live channel. I swear we've done that. No, we've done some of these on the Sound Live channel. On the Big 3K channel, we never got copyright. I'm going to check my Big 3 channel. Hold up. I swear we did some of these. Yeah, we have. We've done Man United games. I'm gonna check my Sound Live channel. I swear yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. We have done these before, so I can share the commentary. I'm gonna check my big. I swear we did some of these. Yeah, we did. We have done some of these, so we won't get copyright. Yeah, so I'll show the commentary, guys. Yeah, we have done these before, so I can show the commentary. I checked my Sam Live channel and my Big 3K channel. We've done these before, so yeah. And plus, I'm here anyway, so. Yeah, we did. We have done some of these. Yeah, so I'll show the commentary, guys. Plus, I'm here anyway, so. And it's on the screen. You can see on the screen what I'm watching. I checked my Sound Live channel and my Big 3K channel. We've done this before, so yeah. And plus, I'm here anyway, so. Alright guys, it's coming up to the game time, so I'm going to mute myself. Enjoy the game. And yeah, enjoy the game, guys. I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to mute myself. See you guys at halftime.
And more than 160 ODIs.
Alright guys, it's coming to never mind, that's the news. Enjoy the game. And yeah, enjoy the game, guys. I'm gonna Enjoy. See you guys at half time. Never mind, that's the news. Alright. See you guys at half time. Enjoy the first half, okay? See you guys at half time.
Confess, Stephen, it's one of my favourite spots to watch football, but what a shame that there isn't a crowd yet again in for a match like this when Lincoln City have got this match.
Enjoy the game.
Liverpool, the first time there's ever been a cup match between Lincoln City and Liverpool here in this stadium in the county town of Lincolnshire. And I was talking to an old friend of mine, Chris, who works here as part of the setup at Lincoln City. He was handing out the accreditation when we walked up. He's been watching Lincoln for more years than he cares to remember, and he said it's such a shame the big team comes and the supporters can't be here to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I was exactly the same. I got across here early today, John, went to the local driving range, the Lincoln driving centre, speaking to a couple of the guys there, and they were the same, wanting to come in to see the game, not being able to, having to watch it on telly. But it's a huge night for the players and the town, and it's just so unfair.
Kid you, I got here early as well, and I went up to the Cathedral Quarter. I've never been up there before. It's absolutely terrific. It's something I've always wanted to do, and there it is up on the hill, beautifully floodlit. Actually, you can see it. It's rather ghostly through the side of the stand. We can see it. So we're just about ready for kickoff. Lincoln City of League One started the season very, very well. They've won every match that they've played, including a penalty shootout in the EFL Trophy against the champions of England, Liverpool. I'll run you through the team in full in a moment or so, but we're about to get underway. Virgil van Dijk captaining Liverpool tonight. He has shaken hands with Liam Bridcut, who will be, I'm sure, a familiar name to you if you know your football, who captains Lincoln, plays in central midfield. And Lincoln City in the red shirts, might be familiar with them in red and white striped shirts, but this season the mainly red shirts with the white pinstripes, and Liverpool in the turquoise change kit. Tony Harrington, the referee, just makes the signal, and we see, of course, the players dropping to take a knee to mark the Black Lives Matter movement. And then up they get, and the referee just checking with his assistants. Liverpool will be playing from right to left as we look in the first half, and it is Liverpool who kick off. So Lincoln City against Liverpool in this Carabao Cup third round tie. The home team, Michael Appleton, their manager, making 4 changes from the weekend. So Alex Palmer, mentioned him earlier, in goal on loan from West Brom. He's done very well in the early stages here in that loan spell. At the back, Alex Bradley, TJ Aoma, Lewis Monsma and Max Melbourne. James Jones, Liverpool fan, Liam Bridcut and Theo Eden in midfield. Harry Anderson, Anthony Scully and George Grant are the forward players. And Liverpool team tonight, Adrian in goal as Liverpool launch their first attack. Minamino trying to latch onto this ball from centre field from Grujic, but it bounces through for a goal kick. So Adrian in goal, Nico Williams at right back. Rhys Williams makes his debut, 19 years old, in central defence alongside Van Dijk. Kostas Tsimikas, one of the summer signings, makes his debut, the Greek international, at left back. In midfield, Curtis Jones with Xherdan Shaqiri and Marco Grujic, and then Takumi Minamino, Divock Origi and Harvey Elliott up front. And there is strength on the bench as well, including the signing from Wolves at the weekend, Diogo Jota. Fabinho's there as well, Keita, Alexander-Arnold amongst the substitutes, but no involvement tonight for Thiago Alcantara, who's obviously, Stephen, being kept for Arsenal on Monday night.
Yeah, certainly looks that way. You understand that he'd want to get game time, but so important he's going to be this season to Liverpool. Just interesting to watch the start of this game. Virgil van Dijk understanding straight away Rhys Williams' first appearance for Liverpool this season, getting him on the ball as early as he can, trying to build his confidence back up in the centre half position. Both looking very similar with the hair tied up in the bun as well, John.
Yes, that's right. Rhys Williams. So 2 Williams in the back 4 for Liverpool. Nico at right back as it's fired forward by Van Dijk, and it takes a touch off a Lincoln head out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool in the Lincoln left back area. Yes, Rhys Williams, 19 years old, came through the Liverpool Academy. He was born in Preston, so he's a North West lad, England under-18 international, and he was on loan at Kidderminster last season. So he's in the big time now with number 46 on his back. And it is Liverpool with the ball on the right-hand side. High cross from Nico Williams, but there's no one there in a Liverpool turquoise shirt inside the 6-yard box. And Alex Palmer, the Lincoln City goalkeeper, all in pink, is able to make the catch. And the ball is fired forward for Lincoln down their left-hand side. And is out of play for a throw-in to Liverpool in their own left-back area. So Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 0, BBC Radio 5 live. And it is half-time in Tottenham's match in the Europa League qualifier. They're in Macedonia, and John Southall's watching the pictures.
It is, it's Scandia 0, Tottenham 1, the early goal from Eric Lamela. Should have been many more, to be honest. A Son corner on the left-hand side. Alderweireld rose above the centre half, headed over from 6 yards out. Dele Alli then 7 yards out, saved by Konstantin Zahov. Should have scored that one. The home side offering very little. Joe Hart has hardly touched it on his debut, but it is still only 1-0 at half-time.
It was a 6 o'clock kickoff for Celtic against Riga FC, and that is still goalless. Motherwell playing tonight as well, 6:30 kickoff. Hapoel Beersheva against Motherwell, that is 0-0. And Aberdeen and Rangers playing later. 2 other ties in the Carabao Cup as well, which are already underway. But Liverpool coming forward. In fact, it's half-time in those in that earlier kickoff, and we'll go there when we get a chance. In fact, the ball's deflected out of play in front of the dugout down to our left, the Lincoln City dugout. So it is taken back to Shaqiri. Little Shaqiri making his first appearance of the season for Liverpool. Then Minamino dropping deep. Remember how he scored in the Community Shield. Minamino, now Williams, Nico Williams, cutting in from the right-hand side. An attempt at a shot from centre field, which is blocked, and that takes the pace off it. Stephen Warnock through to goalkeeper Palmer.
Very well organised team, Lincoln. You're looking at them. When you first look at them, you always look at how they're going to attack, and you put them in a 4-3-3 formation. They're sitting very deep in a 4-5-1, which is totally understandable. Looking to stop the threat of Tsimikas and Nico Williams on the right-hand side, coming forward. 2 wide players dropping as deep as they can to help the full-backs out. But it's been a solid start from Lincoln. They're trying to...
Sorry guys, I had to close my Firefox, bear with me. Bloody stupid Firefox. Yeah, it keeps reopening something. Stop! Sorry guys. Sorry guys, I had to close my Firefox, bear with me. Yeah, this is not... Oh, every time. Yeah, it keeps reopening something. Stop! Oh, now we're gonna get a virus. No, 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 no. Sorry guys. No, 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 no. Sorry guys, I had to close my Firefox. Ugh! Yeah, this is not... Oh, every time. Every stupid Firefox, man. Alright. Bear with me, I'm just going to reopen something. Hopefully the scores will keep updated. Oh, please. Oh no, I don't think the scores are going to keep updated. Alright, we'll get back to it, sorry. I'm going to get back to it, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We got this. Oh, really? Really? I closed something by mistake. I wasn't meant to do it. Alright, it should load in a minute.
It is
there you go. There you go. Oh, I've got to load all the BBC.
So Riga FC 0, Celtic 1. That was a 6 o'clock kickoff, so there can't be long play in that match. Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 0, and Lincoln with a free kick halfway inside their own half.
Sorry, I got it.
Just finding it difficult to get out, realising the press of Liverpool and how quick it is, how hard it is to get out. They think they've got time on the ball. When you step up the level from League 1 into Premier League,
there's an extra, well, you think you've probably got an extra second in League One against Premier League opposition, especially...
It's fine, I got it for us, thank you.
Don't worry about who the players are. They still all play the same system. Liverpool...
Alright, enjoy the game, guys. Sorry about that.
They're just finding it very tough to get out.
Yeah, Liverpool with it dominating the possession as you would probably have expected. Almost 8 minutes played, still 0-0 though. But here they come now on the right-hand side. Harvey Elliott cutting in from the right. Minamino with a turn, but he is challenged and he's brought down, and it's a free kick to Liverpool, just 4 or 5 yards away from the right corner of the penalty area after the challenge that came in from Montsma. So it's a free kick in a good position, Stephen Warnock.
I think what's hugely impressive about Liverpool so far is that when they bring new personnel into the team, the identity is exactly the same as how they play. It's been a superb start. Curtis Jones has had a really good start to this game straight away. Free kick on the right-hand side, dangerous position. We all know about Shaqiri's ability to put a great set piece in, whether it's a shot on goal or whether it's just a little stand up to the back post. Liverpool have height in the team.
Yeah, Nico Williams is there as well, and he's pacing it out. But you would think it would be Shaqiri who's standing there, little squat figure. Williams, it will Shaqiri, it is Shaqiri, whips it, goal, it's on, what a goal! What a goal! An opening goal for Liverpool, and that was right out of the top draw from Xherdan Shaqiri. He can do that almost like no one else. Brilliant stuff. He whipped it high into the top corner, nothing that Alex Palmer could do about it, and it's Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 1 with 9 minutes played.
A little bit of Swiss magic from the magician. What a free kick that is, right in the top corner. Palmer with no chance, can't get anywhere near it. It didn't suit Nico Williams being pushed on the right-hand side of the area. It was a reverse free kick from Shaqiri. Keeper, no chance. Great free kick.
Yeah, the pace that was on it, Stephen. And I feel there was a little bit of feeling in that as well, wasn't it? I mean, he's barely had an opportunity, Xherdan Shaqiri. He's made one substitute appearance in a competitive match for Liverpool since January. So he's just simply not been part of the picture. He's had injuries, of course, as well. As Adrian comes out to the edge of the area and actually outside the box, and he had to get a foot to it ahead of Anthony Scully, which he did, and the ball was deflected out of play down the right. But Liverpool in front through an excellent goal from Shaqiri.
Yeah, and Shaqiri and Liverpool fans are huge fans of his. Every time he's played, he's never let them down. They wonder why he doesn't get more game time. But trying to put something in the manager's mind, or whether it is a move away from the club to show that his quality is still there, we certainly know he's got the quality.
Ball played out towards the left-hand side by Theo Eden from centre field. He's not appeared in the last 3. Young England international, was one of the many summer arrivals under Michael Appleton this summer, signed from Fulham, where he was a youngster, just 22 years old, but that ball has bounced out of play, and Lincoln take the throw and have it back on the halfway line. But Liverpool already in front through that goal from Shaqiri, as the ball is played forward for a run from Scully, but there's too much on that, and Adrian is able to pick it up without any challenge or trouble at all. So this Liverpool team tonight, first appearance of the season for Adrian, and as I say, for Grujic, debuts for Tsimikas and Reece Williams. Shaqiri, as I mentioned, making his first appearance of the season, and likewise Divock Origi up front. No involvement for Ryan Brewster this evening, not in the 18, in case you didn't hear that news a little bit earlier on. And also first starts of the season for Liverpool for Curtis Jones and Takumi Minamino. So here come Liverpool down the left-hand side, and the cross from the left flank from Tsimikas is blocked and bounces out for a throw 10 yards away from the corner flag. And the full-time score is as it was, as we heard from Matt Newsom. Hull FC 22, Salford 28, the final score in the Super League. Coverage continues over on 5 Live Sports Extra, incidentally, on your digital radio or via BBC Sounds on the BBC Sounds app. And the next one up will be Castleford against Huddersfield, which will be kicking off very shortly. Dave Woods will have the commentary on that on Sports Extra. But 1-0 to Liverpool here on the Carabao Cup, as the ball goes back into the Liverpool half, and Van Dijk has it. Still no goals in the other match. Manchester City, the holders, 0-0 with Bournemouth, and Aston Villa 2-0 up on Bristol City. And Celtic are through. They've won a slender victory in Latvia against Riga FC by 1-0. so they will be away in the next round. Ball on the edge of the area. Montsma turning and playing it away, the Lincoln number 4. But Rhys Williams was in there on the halfway line ahead of George Grant, and Liverpool are back in possession in centre field. The ball is played by Minamino. That might have too much on it for Harvey Elliott, but actually Max Melbourne had to come across and plant it out of play into the stand on the opposite side of the ground.
Liverpool's rotation has been brilliant in midfield. Grujic, Jones, Shaqiri, Elliott dropping from that right position into midfield, just switching with Curtis Jones. Lincoln really struggling with that rotation. It's difficult because you don't want to come out your position. You don't want to empty that position in case someone runs into it and then you're at fault for the goal. Plenty of talking is going to be needed from Lincoln. Do not get disheartened. You're only a goal down. Believe in that what you've been set out to do is the correct thing.
That's Stephen Warnock with us on BBC Radio 5 Live tonight, former Liverpool and England fullback, and we're watching Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool cross the halfway line. Ball played back towards Van Dijk, who steps forward. Now Tsimikas with a long crossfield ball from the left flank to the right flank, where Nico Williams just knocks it back centre field. Jones is there. Now back out to Harvey Elliott, who started on the right-hand side. And then Liverpool go square towards the goal scorer, Xherdan Shaqiri, who gets his pass away from Harry Anderson just before Anderson comes in, and then he's off Shaqiri, but Liverpool going back towards the halfway line. So let's see how things have started between Manchester City and Bournemouth from Steve Wyeth.
Manchester City dominating the opening 14 minutes, but unable to take the one good chance they've created. Foden clipping the ball beautifully into the path of Ferran Torres, but his first touch took him a bit wide of goal, unable to mark his full debut with his first City goal. Good save by Mark Travers. City 0, Bournemouth 0 it remains.
1-0 to Liverpool. Xherdan Shaqiri's excellent free kick in the 9th minute. Liverpool playing the ball out towards the far side from Grujic, Nico Williams, and it's lifted into the penalty area, but too much on that from young Harvey Elliott, and it bounces through for a goal kick to Lincoln City.
John, how many games you think you'll do this season where you're going to have a post in your vision? I've noticed you try and lean in left to right as the attacks are going forward for Liverpool.
Yes, I managed to avoid Kenilworth Road the other evening, which has got one of the most difficult to negotiate posts in the football pyramid, but we've got a much thinner one tonight, and I'm pleased to say now in our new position in the COVID world at Goodison Park, the post that used to be a real problem there has now been removed and is in a completely different place in terms of where we sit. It's still in the same place in the stand.
I was going to say, have they done that?
No, they haven't moved this
it's an impressive movement.
Yes, they haven't started taking down Goodison Park yet. Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 1 is the score. Everton were here last season, incidentally, in this competition, and Lincoln City took a first-minute lead in that match. Harry Anderson scoring the opening goal against Everton, but Everton went on to win in the end by 4-2. Liverpool will, as they've said, whether it's Jurgen Klopp or Pep Lijnders, intend to attack every competition that they play in this season. But I don't know about you, Stephen. I think it's going to be such a taller order than it usually is with the concertinaed season that we'll have this season, which makes me wonder whether there might be an opportunity for one of the sides outside the top 6 or 8 to perhaps do something in this competition.
Yeah, possibly. I think we saw from last night's team selections that Everton definitely feel like this is an opportunity for to win a trophy for them. Very strong performance from them.
Liverpool coming forward on the right-hand side. And here's Nico Williams with a cross, but it's headed away in the centre. The diving Alex Bradley, who's playing at right back for Lincoln City, comes out for Liverpool again. Jones lifts a pass here towards the left-hand side, and Tsimikas shrugs off the challenge of Bradley. And now Liverpool with little triangles. Grujic, then Tsimikas with a cross. It evades Origi. Minamino shoots on the turn, but wide from near the penalty spot. I beg his pardon, it was Curtis Jones, wasn't it? Jones hitting the shot on the turn, but hitting it wide by a couple of yards.
Brilliant attack from Liverpool. Just patient build-up play. Shaqiri, lovely body swerve in the middle of the park. Cruyffs it, little round the corner into the penalty area for Simic to run onto, and just the speed at which Liverpool are moving the ball. It's an error there from the defence.
Oh, it is. Montsma, it's bounced off him. Minamino with a shot, and he's curled it into the top corner. First time he had a glimpse of a chance there, Minamino, when it came to him, and he whipped it right foot into the top corner, and it's 2-0 to Liverpool.
Punished. Monsma, poor play on the edge of the area, and it falls to Harvey Elliott, who picks the right pass. Just a lovely weighted pass into Minamino, opens his body out and just whips it into the far right corner. Again, Palmer helpless, couldn't get anywhere near it. But I do wonder why teams try and play out from the back. Yes, I get that you want to sort of put your own style on the game to show people what you're all about. This is one of the best pressing teams in Europe. Why are you playing into their strengths? I never understand it, John.
Yeah, it's a bit of a theme, isn't it? We're talking about that increasingly, and teams are being caught out time and time again. But they take a page out of the Pep Guardiola book of tactics, don't they? In that the way it's explained away is always, well, that's the way I want my team to play, and I'll take the mistakes. But I'm afraid Lincoln have really paid for this, and you just cannot see them now getting anything out of this cup tie tonight. Speaking of Guardiola, Stephen Wyeth.
He stood in his technical area, John, applauding a goal of absolutely tremendous quality by the 17-year-old debutant Liam Delap. Glorious through ball again from Phil Foden, who is putting on a movement and passing clinic in the opening stages of this game. Delap did not have to break his stride to strike it gloriously, left-footed into the top corner of the goal. A brilliant Manchester City strike from a player who clearly, on the evidence of that finish, has a very bright future ahead of him. Don't know about his long throws yet, but he is lethal in front of goal. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 0.
No, well, he's doing it where it matters, I suppose, as Lincoln come forward, and a shot on the turn from the left of the penalty area by James Jones. And did Adrian get a touch on that?
Yeah, smart save, John.
Saved it.
Really
so he got a
save.
touch as it was heading across goal, and he's touched it across and behind the far post for a corner to Lincoln, their first of the game.
Liverpool caught napping again.
They were, and Lincoln take a quick corner. Grant combining with Bridcut, who wins a throw-in 10 or 12 yards back from the corner flag, blocked out of play by Harvey Elliott. So it's a throw-in that Bridcut is going to leave to Alex Bradley, and the throw-in is taken, delivered back to Bradley, who turns away from Origi, still going, but it's very congested in there, and the ball is eventually blocked out of play by Origi when the challenge came in on him from Bridcut, and it's a throw-in again to Lincoln that Alex Bradley is going to take. And Motherwell are now 2-0 down to Hapoel Beersheva in their Europa League qualifier. Celtic are through as Curtis Jones for Liverpool swings the ball out to Nico Williams, who is challenged, and the ball is won back by Harry Anderson. Lincoln playing it away from the back. James Jones up towards the halfway line, but it bounces away from Anderson and back to Liverpool. And now Shaqiri, all full of hustle and bustle, plays it to Origi just outside the penalty area. Origi then slips it through. He's looking for the run there that was coming from, well, it was either going to be Jones or Elliott, but in fact it was overhit and through for a goal kick. Yeah, Celtic will be in the next round, the playoff round. Celtic will be away to either Sarajevo or Budućnost Podgorica after their 1-0 win against Riga FC. We'll have more on that a little bit later on in the evening on 5 Live Sport, I'm sure. Tottenham 1-0 up through Eric Lamella's goal against the Macedonians Skendia. And here in Lincolnshire, just to the south of the beautiful city centre of Lincoln, with the floodlights brightly on, behind closed doors, Liverpool have just been too sharp for Lincoln City so far with the 2 goals, Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, movement's been far better than Lincoln. They've just not been able to deal with it. The speed in which they're moving the ball, very difficult for Lincoln to stay with runners.
Liverpool trying to build something halfway inside the Lincoln half, and then there's a foul centre field on Curtis Jones, and it's another free kick to Lincoln, which is just a little further out, maybe 3 or 4 yards further out than from the point where Shaqiri opened the scoring. But to Manchester City again, Steve Wyeth.
And fair play to Bournemouth, who were only behind for 4 minutes, and another goal, lethal finish this time by Sam Surridge, who took Gosling's pass in his stride, and my word, did he spin away from his marker Taylor Harwood-Bellis absolutely beautifully before shooting across the face of goal and beyond the reach of debutant goalkeeper Zach Steffen. So, good contest we've got here. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 1.
This free kick is played in by Williams. It's headed away by Monsman. Minamino hits the shot, and that has come off TJ Aoma round about the penalty spot, which took it well wide of goal for a Liverpool corner.
Van Dijk actually coming up for a corner now. He stayed back for the last couple of free kicks.
We've already seen him score this season, Van Dijk, in the win against Leeds United. It's a corner. Shaqiri raises both arms and swings it in, whips it in wickedly to the near post. Lincoln have been able to clear it. There were 2 or 3 defenders in there, and it is cleared towards the halfway line and actually played all the way back. And Adrian is going to trot out of his penalty area to get a touch on the ball. He has made a save from James Jones' shot across the face of goal. But Liverpool, otherwise, Stephen, have absolutely dominated this.
They have. It seems very comfortable for them at the moment, but they've approached the game in the right way. The way in which they're closing down, they haven't been arrogant. They've been at the races, as we like to say, but the sharpness has been really impressive from Liverpool. Players trying to stake a claim. The one player that's standing out for me, though, John, is Curtis Jones. The maturity in which he's shown now. Gone from I watched him as a winger in the under-18s when he was younger, and now he's this centre midfielder who plays 1 and 2 touch football with such an intelligence beyond his years. He's been outstanding so far tonight.
Yes, 19 years old, but clearly Jurgen Klopp putting a lot of faith in him this season. Here is Tsimikas on the left for Liverpool. Takumi Minamino, who scored his 2nd goal for Liverpool here this evening. 1 in the Community Shield and now 1 in the Carabao Cup. Minamino drops very deep towards the halfway line, and in fact Liverpool go all the way back to Virgil van Dijk. Going to get another update on the Tottenham match in a moment, but Van Dijk sprays it out towards the right hand side, and now cutting in from that flank. Nico Williams tries a shot that's deflected up into the air, headed away by Aoma. Comes out for Lincoln, but Liverpool are all over him. Rhys Williams wins the ball back, and then Grujic goes back towards the halfway line. So let's get another update on how Tottenham are progressing from John Southall, who's watching the pictures.
It's still Shakendia 0, Tottenham 1. Tottenham, though, continue to create the chances. 2 for Eric Lamela in the second half. The first, slalom past a couple of players. Good save by the goalkeeper. And the second, Lamela again. Through ball over his shoulder. Anything on it, it would have been 2-0. Just couldn't get the connection. Tottenham still lead by 1-0.
George Grant looking to bring the ball away for Lincoln. He's just nudged over by Nico Williams. As he was crossing the halfway line, he's gone down, and it's only a free kick. Free kick to Lincoln on the halfway line, and I think they're in no hurry to take this. Maybe a little bit of a breather after the pressure that they have been under, with Liverpool leading by 2-0. They're underway, I think, in the second half at Ashton Gate with you, Michelle Owen.
Still Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 2. Bristol City just having a quite rare attack there, getting into the Villa final third, but they're not creating a lot that's clear cut at the moment. As Casey Palmer drives in, edge of the box, is he going to shoot? No, he pulls it across. We've got a chance here. John Sessegnon on the right hand side for Bristol City, and it's just a bit slow and laboured from Bristol City, and Aston Villa get it away. That's been the story for Bristol City. They have looked more organised though as the game has gone on, but Aston Villa in control and still leading here 2-0.
And heading through to a home tie against Stoke City next week. A rare attack from Lincoln, and they've won a corner.
Yeah, a good passage of play from Lincoln, because what they have realised is if they do beat that first press, the runners from midfield, because of the high line that Liverpool play, they are able to get in behind Liverpool. It's one of Liverpool's sort of flaws, if you like, that teams are trying to exploit.
Corner is taken short by Grant, who gets it back, and then it bounces back to him when he was in an offside position, and it is a free kick to Liverpool, so that position's somewhat wasted. Mention the fact that it'll be Aston Villa at home to Stoke if they hang on to the position that they've got there. The winners of this will be at home to Arsenal next week, so it looks, Stephen, as though we're going to have Liverpool against Arsenal twice next week.
Mouth-watering, isn't it? What a great advert for football. I just love watching the two teams go against each other tactically. Great battles, world-class players from both sides. Superb.
Well, that 5-5 in the Carabao Cup last season was one of the games of the season, actually, wasn't it? Lincoln attacking down the left-hand side. Here's the ball into the middle. It comes off. Grant, it takes a deflection off a Liverpool man on the edge of the 6-yard box. Tsimikas, I think it was, and it bounced round the post for a corner.
He's very lucky, Tsimikas, because he didn't really know too much about it. It actually came through Van Dijk's legs, and he just stabs a leg out, pushes it round the post. Adrian was beaten.
So it's a corner from the left-hand side for Lincoln. Played back towards Max Melbourne, who goes round one man, then a second towards the byline, clips it in, and the header in the middle is over the top from TJ Aoma. The central defender got right underneath it and actually headed it against the face of the Stacey West stand to our right.
Yeah, lovely work from Max Melbourne on the left-hand side. It's the third corner that Lincoln have had. They've played short every single time. I was wondering why they're trying it again, but he beats Harvey Elliott down the left-hand side and then just stands the ball up, and Aoma just gets underneath it. He jumps a fraction too early, but good play from Lincoln.
Yep, that was better. Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 2, however, is the score. Shaqiri and Minamino with two very well taken goals. Shaqiri's a free kick, if you weren't listening earlier, and Minamino's after an error at the back. Lincoln caught in possession, lost possession, and Harvey Elliott setting up Minamino, who just needed one sight of goal and whipped it into the top corner. Back to the Tottenham match, John Southall.
Well, unbelievably, Secondaire have equalised. It's 1-1, an unbelievable goal. Their first attempt on target in the whole game. Nafu, 20 yards out, magnificent strike into the top corner. Remember, this is a one-off game, has to be won tonight. Tottenham have absolutely dominated, missed a hatful of chances, and suddenly in the second half, it's 1-1.
Sounds interesting. 2-0 to Liverpool here. And another Liverpool attack. Harvey Elliott with a chance right side of the penalty area, but his shot was blocked, and Liverpool have it back again in centre field. Van Dijk has a look forward, then plays it to his right to Reece Williams. Now the other Williams, Nico Williams, forward towards Elliott. Ball to the right-hand side. Here's the cross in towards the back post, cleared away by Bradley, but he's given it straight back. And Jones is going to try one from 25 yards plus. He's claiming that it took a flick, and referee Harrington said, yes, it did, and he was well placed to see that, so it's a corner.
Yeah, I'm just watching the movement of Divock Origi, and when Nico Williams gets the ball in the right back position, we know the quality he possesses, the quality of cross that he can put into the box. Origi just caught on his heels, not really anticipating the ball coming in. I want to see him going in between the two centre-halves. Can he make a movement? Because Nico Williams will find him in that position.
It's a problem with the ball. Maybe lost a bit of the air out of it, so it's been kicked off the field by Tsimikas, and Shaqiri has picked up one from the disinfected cones. Shaqiri's corner into the near post. That's cleared away, and it comes out on the edge of the penalty area to Theo Eden, who should clear, although he's been forced back into his left back position. Liverpool are all over him. He has been able to work it away, actually, to James Jones, who is forced to concede a throw, though. Liverpool were all over him as well, and this actually tallies with, I was at Leicester last night watching the Arsenal performance, and they were I would describe it as a really hungry performance, and I get the impression that the squad players in these Carabao Cup ties that we've seen this week, some of the big wins that we saw last night, Newcastle and Chelsea being a case in point, as the ball's played into the area, Origi heads it back, now a chance for a curling effort, which is in. And what a goal that is from Curtis Jones. Found it on the left side of the penalty area, had a look up, and curled it beyond Palmer into the top corner. It's another excellent finish from Liverpool, and it's Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 3.
Quite simply brilliant from Curtis Jones. The movement from Divock Origi is outstanding. He just pulls on the shoulder of Lewis Monsma and Alex Bradley. He gets in between the two, heads it down onto the edge of the area, and Minamino just picks out Curtis Jones, who just... Think of the goal he scored against Everton, where he fired it into the top right-hand corner. He's just inside the box on this one, but takes a touch, sets himself, bends it in the corner, and that's the difference in quality which Lincoln are coming up against. Palmer hasn't had a chance with any of the goals that they've conceded tonight.
No, talk about clinical. Some of the Liverpool finishing has been outstanding, really. So Shaqiri, Minamino and Jones, and it's Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 3, and we've still got over 10 minutes to go to half-time. We're going to bring you news on the Super Cup match in a moment to 2. In fact, we'll do that now because cross from Bradley has drifted straight behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. So in Hungary tonight, in Budapest, in front of a crowd of around about 15,000 people. UEFA are using it as something of a test event this evening, which does seem strange in the times we have at the moment. But Bayern Munich, the Champions League winners, playing the Europa League winners, Sevilla, and John Bennett is watching the pictures of it.
And a brilliant start for Sevilla, John. It's Bayern Munich 0, Sevilla 1. Ivan Rakitic brought down on his return to Sevilla, and up stepped Lucas Ocampos to score the penalty. He was the player who scored against Wolves in the Europa League. So a brilliant start for the Europa League winners against the Champions League winners. It's Bayern Munich 0, Sevilla 1 after 17 minutes.
Lincoln are struggling to get the ball away here inside their own penalty area, and Liverpool have got it back on the right-hand side, but it's deflected out of play for a throw-in that Nico Williams will take back to Liverpool's latest goal scorer, Curtis Jones, who got on the score sheet last season 3 times, quite memorably, as well as scoring the winning penalty, if you remember, in that League Cup tie, the 5-5 tie against Arsenal. And Liverpool forcing Lincoln, everyone, back behind the ball. Back it goes, though, to Rhys Williams near the halfway line. Then Grujic, who has caught the eye tonight. Harvey Elliott's going to try an effort from just outside the box, and he forces a diving save, a scrambling save from Alex Palmer to push it round the post down to his left.
Liverpool just finding positions that Lincoln again struggling to get a grip of. Grujic with a lovely ball into Harvey Elliott, and it's a snap turn, really quick, and before the Lincoln players can close him down, gets the shot away. Smart save from Palmer down to his left.
They've got to face another one of those Shaqiri corners that have been incredibly difficult to deal with. From the right-hand side, in it goes, whipped again. Goalkeeper Palmer comes, gets both fists to it, actually fisted it onto the back of his teammate Aoma, and it bounced, bundled around the post for a corner. I mean, it's coming in at such pace, and everyone is right into that near post.
But it's definitely something that's been worked on. You look at the Liverpool players surrounding Palmer, they're getting as close as they can, and what Shaqiri is effectively trying to do is he's just trying to score, trying to hit it on target, try and score the pace he's putting it in at.
Same signal as well as he runs away there, both arms in the air, so I think we know where this is going. Here he comes, Shaqiri again, it's into the near post, but this is headed up and away by Alex Bradley. And it's come back to Shaqiri, and he's swirled it in again. This one's headed away by Monsma on the edge of the 6-yard box. That delivery is exceptionally difficult to work against. And Jones now with a shot, it's deflected, and it's 4-0. Again, nothing Alex Palmer could do about this. The deflection on the edge of the box took the curling shot further away from him to his left. It's in the back of the Lincoln City net again, and it's Liverpool leading now by 4-0.
Liam Bridcup's body language tells you everything, John. His hands on hips, looking at the ground. He goes to close Jones down, thinks he's done enough, takes a deflection off him and flies into the top right-hand corner. Just so hard to take for the Lincoln players. They just simply can't get close enough to these Liverpool players to affect the game. It's been a brilliant start from Liverpool.
Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 4. I think it'll be Curtis Jones' goal despite the deflection. I think it was on target, I'm sure. So Liverpool are on easy street here in Lincoln with a very impressive first half display, which goes up alongside a number of the Premier League clubs' displays in this third round of the Carabao Cup this week. So 4-0 to Liverpool. What's the latest on Manchester City Bournemouth? Steve Wyeth.
It's still 1-1. The excellent Liam Delap goal cancelled out by a pretty good strike from Sam Surridge. Really quite a good watch this game, but both teams have been forced into first half changes as Surridge looks to close in on the edge of the Manchester City penalty area again, and it's Benjamin Mendy on for City in place of teenager Adrian Bernabé, who had been making his full debut, who does the defending. Bournemouth also forced into a change. Lloyd Kelly off Jordan Zamora, who played in the previous round against Crystal Palace, on to replace him. But Bournemouth are doing an excellent job of trying to unsettle an unfamiliar looking Manchester City back line, and this is a decent contest. City 1, Bournemouth 1.
Thank you, Steve. So still Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 2 in the 7 o'clock kickoff in the Carabao Cup. Sevilla winning 1-0 against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Super Cup match. Liverpool, the holders for the next hour or so of the UEFA Super Cup after their win at the start of last season in Istanbul against Chelsea. That seems like a lifetime ago, Stephen. Istanbul in the Super Cup.
Doesn't it just?
Yeah, very, very different times. Van Dijk carrying the ball forward for Liverpool, stabs it to the edge of the box. It bounces back to him, but Lincoln have got it back. And Lincoln in the red shirts, the mainly red shirts with the white pinstripes, the black shorts and the red socks. They've been given quite the chasing by this much changed Liverpool team. 10 changes from the weekend at Stamford Bridge from that latest Liverpool-Chelsea game. Van Dijk the only one to keep his place from that team. But with a scoreline like this, I guess there must be every chance that we might see Diogo Jota be given a run out in the second half, Stephen.
Yeah, I think we definitely will. I think we'll see a few other of the players as well. You're thinking of Naby Keita desperately wanting more game time to prove what he can do, wants to try and cement his place in the first team as well. I don't see us seeing Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think the way that Nico Williams has started this game, so highly intensive with his running power, so impressive from right back. But you talked, John, before. There's a quick free kick.
Bridcut is going to play it over the top for the run of James Jones, but it curls away from him and bounces away via a touch off Williams and out of play for, it is a corner. Bounced just the right side for Lincoln of the corner flag. They've taken them all short, as Stephen Warnock has mentioned, and they've done the same here as well. To Anthony Scully, left side of the penalty area. Scully plays it back towards Max Melbourne, and Melbourne then goes back to Bridcut near the centre circle. Bridcut lifts it over the top down the right hand side, and he almost onto this. He almost ball into the near post. Well, it was James Jones who was there round about the corner of the 6-yard box. Tried to glance it, but glanced it into the outside of the side netting and behind for a goal kick, which Adrian wanted to take quickly. But it is Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 4.
And just thinking back to the corners, John, and that's the fourth corner that's been taken short now. You just wonder whether they've looked at Liverpool's lineup and they thought Van Dijk, huge, Reece Williams, huge, Grujic, huge, Origi, huge. They're such a tall team. You think back to years ago, John, when they used to play in cup competitions, lower league teams would think set pieces, that's where we'll get a part in the game, that's where we'll cause them problems. These days now, teams are so big, powerful, athletic, they're finding it difficult to win or to try and capitalise on that side of the game.
Yeah, and Lincoln's big number 9, Tom Hopper, is on the bench this evening. Michael Appleton had injury worries about one or two players coming into this, and so they haven't got that option. Aberdeen are 1-0 down. Sporting Lisbon have taken the lead. That match being played in Portugal, so Sporting 1-0 up on Aberdeen. Rangers still 0-0 with Willem II in their Europa League qualifier. Celtic are already through. Motherwell are 2-0 down, and Tottenham still level at 1-1 in Macedonia against Skendia. We'll have more on that in a moment or two, I'm sure. 7 o'clock kickoff, that was UK time. And ball out of play for a throw-in to Lincoln halfway inside their own half. 4-0 Liverpool lead. The only previous time that Lincoln played a competitive match against the reigning league champions was back in 1889-90, in the very, very early days against Preston, and they lost that 4-0 in the FA Cup. And tonight it is also 4-0, but this one behind closed doors. The stand on the opposite side of the ground, red seats, hundreds and hundreds of them, one or two people dotted around the stand there. But 4-0 Liverpool lead, and there has been a late goal in the Skendia Tottenham qualifier. John Southall.
And it's Skendia 1, Tottenham 2, and who else to the rescue but Son. 4 on Sunday at Southampton, another one tonight, no doubting it. 12 yards out, smashed it into the top left-hand corner, and you'd think that should be enough for Tottenham. They've missed a couple of chances before that second goal. Harry Kane's come on and you'd have put your life on him scoring, but headed wide. But Son has scored again, and Tottenham lead by 2-1.
Great few days for Son. So Tottenham leading by 2-1. Motherwell, though, are out, and they conceded a late goal to Hapoel Beersheva, winning by 3-0. So Celtic are through, but Motherwell are out. Aberdeen 1-0 down, and Rangers still level at 0-0. 4-0 to Liverpool, and half-time approaching, 3 minutes away. Eleanor Oldroyd will be back in the Five Live studio at half-time. As Curtis Jones, 2-goal Curtis Jones, is on a hat-trick, carries the ball up towards the edge of the area. Nico Williams with a cross, but he's got too much on that. Tsimikas might actually reach it on the other side, the opposite full-back, but it's actually slid out of play by the Lincoln right-back, Alex Bradley, for a throw-in to Liverpool just a few yards away from the corner flag. Yeah, at half-time, by the way, we'll have Simon Jones on, the former Middlesex cricketer, former Durham cricketer, who's going to talk to Eleanor about the dreadful news today about the death of that fine Australian batsman Dean Jones. So we'll hear from Simon Hughes at half-time. Liverpool take the throw, and it's deflected away out of play for another Liverpool corner. This one's from the left-hand side, so they won't have to face the in-swinger from Jordan Shaqiri this time. Tsimikas is going to take it. Andy Robertson's understudy now. Takes it, curling out towards the penalty spot. Origi chests it down, but then lifts it high and slices it over and wide into the grey seats in the low-level stand behind the goal to our left. Stephen Warnock.
Now, all the goals that we've seen have been taken with huge amounts of confidence. That was anything but confident from Divock Origi. Never really got it under control, and then leaning back and sort of slashes at the ball. Not a hugely confident connection.
So a goal kick for Lincoln. When you look around the place, there are actually supporters, well, there are people dotted around the stands. That really is social distancing, isn't it? If they're putting people, and there are a handful of people in every stand. And actually, I notice as well in what would be the away end, the Stacey West stand, there are a number of Liverpool flags that have been placed in there as well by some means or other, as Lincoln a goal-bound effort by Anthony Scully from 40 yards. He saw Adrian well off his line, he went for goal, but it drifted away over the top of the crossbar. Unfortunately, one of those people in the Stacey West stand can pick up the ball and throw it back to Adrian.
Yeah, I think the flags that have been taken by Liverpool are by the kit men of Liverpool, and they take them for the Liverpool fans to add to put up behind the goal, just to create a little bit of support for Liverpool.
Yes, we saw the same sort of thing with England in the recent internationals. I think it was the kit men who were looking after that as well. So Lincoln with TJ Aoma making a move from the halfway line. Uses Max Melbourne, then back to the left side of the penalty area. Eden is onto this. Eden to the byline, pulls it to the near post, and Adrian was very nearly caught out by that. Had to move back very quickly to his near post, and with his hands high above his head, just pushed it around the post. I'm not sure if that took a deflection or not from Eden's cross, but it's a corner.
Yeah, smart save from Adrian. Had to be alive because he could have been caught out. Another short corner.
Short corner, back to Bridcut. Bridcut lifts it in high. Adrian comes out of his 6-yard box and is able to catch the ball high. We are into added time at the end of the first half. Liverpool leading and winning comfortably by 4-0. And Rangers have scored twice in a short space of time. Ryan Kent with the second of them, and it's Willem Spade 0, Rangers 2. So Rangers in control in that 8 o'clock kickoff in the Netherlands. Adrian with the ball at his feet, just a few seconds left to play in the first half here, and indeed that is it, says referee Tony Harrington, and Liverpool have been mightily impressed.
Alright guys, half-time. Liverpool 4-0 up in the first half. Yeah, I'm coming back on screen. Well, I would if my camera worked. Hello? Oh, OBS is crashed. No. OBS is crashed. Alright, it didn't crash. I think we're good. I thought it crashed for a second. Alright, so it's Liverpool 4-0 up, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Liverpool are 4-0 up. Man City are drawing. Aston Villa are winning right now. We'll get back to the second half very shortly. But yeah. How did you guys find the first half? Good? I think we're good. Alright, so Liverpool 4 up, guys. If it goes any good. We're still at 4 up. Man City are drawing. Aston Villa are winning right now. We'll get back to the second half very shortly. How do you guys find the best after this? It's much better with I can actually do stuff while you guys are actually listening to the game. Yeah, so Saturday we're going to be doing a watch along between Crystal Palace and Everton. And then plus all the other live scores as well. Yeah. I quite like doing watch alongs. It's quite cool. Quite like doing these watch alongs. I mean, I would do it on Twitch, but Twitch is a bit funny with that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm doing it on YouTube. I started on my Sam Live channel. Got quite a lot of views. Got like 9.2k on one of them. It's quite impressive. Let me see if I can bring that up actually. Let me see if I can actually bring that up for you guys. Oh god, my holiday vlog. Oh god, this is my holiday vlog. Jeez. I missed this channel. This channel was the memes. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm just going to make a new scene real quick. Display capture. I was going to make a new scene real quick. So this is my display capture. I should have done this before the end of the stream. Yeah, so this is all the football that I used to do on the channel. Look how many views it got. Look at that. 2,200. Oh my god, that was laptop days. That was crazy. Bristol City, 6.39 views. Yeah, so you can imagine how many views I got. That only got 250 views. That wasn't very long. That wasn't very much. Holy damn. What was this? 6,040. Oof. Yeah, as you can see, quite a lot of views. 6,339. That wasn't a lot of views. 423. That's quite low. But as you can tell, a lot of views, and that was my old laptop days. That was laptop days. Holy damn. Yeah, this was my old channel, guys. I missed this channel. 3,229. Look at all my... Oh my god, look at these. My old days of Fortnite, look. The old games of Fortnite. This was the old channel. I missed this channel. Sad times. Yeah, so if you guys want to see like Fortnite back in the day, this was it. This was it back in the day, Fortnite. Yeah. This was Fortnite back in the day. Back in my old times, I missed this channel. Like, I seriously missed this channel. It's crazy. But anyway, I missed that day. I missed that day. I missed them days. I really do miss them days. British goes to China. What's up, Tor Build? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Alright, yeah, so that's back in the day, guys. We'll have second half commentary, guys, of the game very shortly. But, yeah. Bro's just sending a link to Jack server. I'm not friends with Jack anymore. So yeah. But it's invalid, yeah. I'm actually gonna hide links anyway. Hold on guys, I'm just typing to someone. Alright. So yeah, we're going to have second half commentary very shortly. I'm just typing to someone in Discord. Sorry, I'm just having a debation in Discord with somebody. Not debation, but yeah, I'm just having a debation with someone in Discord. Barista should go to China. What do you mean? Barista should go to China. What do you mean, bro? Hold on, I'm just typing to someone in Discord. Sorry guys, I'm having a. You can hear me typing because I'm having a debation with. Well, not debation, but someone's debating with me. Well, not debating, but yeah, I'm basically having a conversation with someone. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the second half. I'll be back when the game finishes. Enjoy everyone, and see you guys later. Alright, peace. Bye. Pop, I'm gone.
This is 5 Live Oldroyd.
And we'll be back for second half commentary on Lincoln City against Liverpool in the next few minutes on 5 Live, third round of the EFL Cup, and Liverpool already 4-0 up in that game. A few other pieces of sports news to tell you about. Burnley have signed the Brighton midfielder Dale Stephens this evening after Chelsea brought in the Rennes goalkeeper Edouard Mendy. Andy Murray will meet fellow three-time Grand Slam champion Stan Wawrinka in the French Open first round, the man he played in his last match on the Paris clay in 2017. Johanna Konta will play American teenager Coco Gauff. Dan Evans meets Japan's Kei Nishikori. In the Bob Willis Trophy final at Lord's, Somerset made 301 in their first innings. Essex will begin their reply in the morning, and you'll be able to listen to it on 5 Live Sports Extra and watch it live on the BBC Sport website. In Super League, Castleford Tigers are playing Huddersfield Giants. Dave Woods is watching.
21 minutes played and Castleford lead here 10-6. Early tries, Gareth O'Brien and Greg Eden the scorer. One of those converted by O'Brien, but Huddersfield have played themselves back into the game. Wonderful pass by Aidan Caesar, putting Jermaine McGilvray over in the corner. So with 20 minutes played, it's Castleford 10, Huddersfield 6.
And there's commentary on that on 5 Live Sports Extra right now. Earlier, Salford Red Devils beat Hull FC 28-22 and Leeds Rhinos beat Hull KR 41 points to 16. Well, there was sad news from the world of cricket today. The former Australia batsman Dean Jones has died at the age of 59. He played 52 tests, more than 160 ODIs, For more on this, we've been joined by Simon Hughes, who played alongside Dean Jones for Durham in 1992.
Yeah, I'll turn on the second half as soon as it comes on, guys. But it's not on quite yet. So we're listening to commentary of Lincoln City versus Liverpool. Second half to come. Yeah, I'll turn on the second half so you can look on, guys. It's not really quite yet. Alright, we'll go back to it. Enjoy, guys. See you guys at full time. Ciao.
Confrontational, and that made you as a teammate feel, like a world beater, because he would really big you up and, pump up your tyres and all that sort of stuff. But then if you were against him and he was in the field, he would just be, muttering away and kind of, come on guys, this guy can't back, kind of thing. So, he was really sort of Jekyll and Hyde, I suppose. And the electricity he had on the field really illuminated a team, energised a team. He was incredibly fast between the wickets. He was very aggressive batsman. I batted with him once in a game when Curtly Ambrose was bowling, and Curtly Ambrose and Dean Jones did not get on at all. And the intensity of this contest was incredible. But Jones came out on top. That day, actually, he got 157 out of 250 all out, and I was the next top scorer of 20. And it was just compelling the way he played, and he brought this sort of passion, this energy into his commentary. He reinvented himself after life as a cricketer, as we've all tried to do, I suppose, as an analyst, and he became known as Professor Dino in India because his passion and his real insight and detail about the game. Just an absolutely compelling character, and that electricity, that energy, makes you think, how the hell did this happen? 59, he seemed to have so much more to give.
You mentioned India, and I noticed that Virat Kohli, Virender Sehwag paying tribute on social media, David Warner in Australia, of course, as well. And I know the shock among Australian cricketers has been absolutely intense. But he was ahead of his time in a way, wasn't he, with the way he batted in one-day internationals? Just describe what he did.
Well, I mean, the first thing he did was he'd walk down the pitch at the fast bowlers. He'd walk into bat. I mean, the first game I played with him was Durham against Lancashire. It was Durham's first ever game as a first-class county. It was a match against Lancashire on a Sunday. And he walked into bat, on a cold day in Durham, strode up the pitch to Paul Allott, Philip de Freitas, Danny Morrison, top bowlers for Lancashire, and just swatted them all over the place. He was really, provocative, walking up the pitch at the bowlers, batting out of his crease, bristling with intent at all times. He didn't play reverse sweeps or, scoop shots or anything, but, this is the 1990s. He just took the bowlers on and backed himself and was very successful. And I think what really defined him, I think, was his running between the wickets. As soon as he hit the ball, he'd shout, hustle, hustle, which meant, put the fielders under pressure. And he would always try and make two out of the one. So you'd think it was a single, but he was able to get back for two. And he got right down low when he came back for the second run, almost like a sprinter setting off with the hands on the ground to push himself off to get back for that second run. And again, it just energised the team, and it freaked out the opposition.
Well, it seems extraordinary that he's no longer with us, Simon, as you say, because he was such a vibrant presence. And so lots of great writing, including your own on from the Cricketer as well today, paying tribute to Dean Jones, and also many memories as well of the 210 he made in Chennai in the Tide Test when he was suffering from horrific dehydration. But thank you, Simon, for coming on and paying tribute to your former teammate, Dean Jones. Simon Hughes, the analyst, talking about Dean Jones, who's died at the age of just 59. Well, let's head back to our commentary match this evening. It has been a dominant first half performance by Liverpool against Lincoln City. So what do the League One side have in the second half? Let's rejoin Stephen Warnock and our very own John Murray.
Well, they don't have to face Virgil van Dijk, Stephen Warnock, because we've seen a substitution. Fabinho has come on to replace Van Dijk, which means that the captain of Liverpool for the second half is Divock Origi.
Just wonder whether that's a little bit of a confidence booster for him. Most experienced player or longest serving player at the club on the pitch. That's what it springs to mind of me. But yeah, no surprise to see Van Dijk leave the pitch, wrap him up in cotton wool, ready for the game against Arsenal on Monday. I'm sure that might have been the plan before the game, was to fit Fabinho into that back line early.
In fact, Liverpool are in the very first minute. Elliott with the chance, it bounces out and Minamino is there. And they score a fifth, Liverpool, in the opening seconds of the second half. No mercy shown by the league champions against League One Lincoln. Minamino scores his second of the night, and it's Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 5.
Brilliant ball from Curtis Jones again, at the heartbeat of everything that's gone on in the first half. Again, Harvey Elliott gets in between Max Melbourne and Ioma, and you think he's going to slot it. Keeper Palmer makes a smart save, but Minamino's there just to follow it up to score his second of the night. He'll be delighted because he's been desperate for goals this season, to build his confidence after a poor start to his Liverpool career last season. Liverpool dominant, and great start to this second half.
So Minamino with his second of the night. Harvey Elliott must have thought that he was in, and he was in one-on-one, the teenager, with a chance to score his first goal in a competitive match for the Liverpool first team, the 17-year-old. Palmer actually made a very decent save one-on-one, but it bounced out to Minamino, who was able just to knock it in from, 6 or 7 yards out. So no let-up from Liverpool. I'll run you through the team's info in a moment or two, but here is the Liverpool captain now, Divock Origi, just flicking it for Jones to take on. Like Minamino, he's on a hat-trick, but challenged, and Lincoln City win the ball back, and then Alex Bradley is taken out by Kostas Tsimikas on the halfway line, and it's a throw-in, and it's a free kick to Lincoln over there on the far side. In the second half, Lincoln playing from right to left, so they're defending the low-level roofed stand that is the Stacey West stand. To our right, red shirts with the white trim and the white pinstripes, the black shorts and the red socks, against Liverpool in this turquoise, mint-coloured, not quite sure exactly what the official description is that they're playing in tonight, but it suits them well. They're wearing it well, and they're winning well wearing it. Lincoln win a throw-in on the halfway line as George Grant is challenged by Curtis Jones. So 5-0 to Liverpool, and various members. It seems to be quite a large contingent of people just down in front of the scene. I'm not entirely sure who they all are. I know Rick Parry is one of them, the chairman of the Football League, who of course has very strong connections to Liverpool, having been the chief executive. So he is here. But Liverpool winning the ball back with Tsimikas, and here is Origi. I think you're absolutely right. You know, he's not been part of the picture at all. Divock Origi making his first appearance of the season for Liverpool tonight, and I think you're right. That's a little bit of management from Jurgen Klopp to say he's taking the armband for the second half. I certainly can't remember him having the captain's armband before for Liverpool.
No, and I'm sure it's a proud occasion for him, because there's not many people who get that honour to wear the captain's armband at Liverpool. So hopefully he ups his game in the second half. He's been lethargic in the first half.
Well, great ball played through the middle. Anderson is in with a chance. Adrian comes out, makes the save, bounces to James Jones, who has the shot, which is blocked by a defender. I think Fabinho on the edge of the area. Jones has another chance to play it into the box. Now a chance for Eden, who was through, but then couldn't take it round goalkeeper Adrian. And there, Lincoln City, what an opportunity. Not once, not twice, 3 times to get a goal back against Liverpool. And at the other end, Origi takes it on and shoots. What a save by Palmer. Comes out to Minamino. He shoots, and it's blocked behind the near post for a corner to Liverpool. All action.
Which one are we going to talk about, John? I mean, Adrian, 3 unbelievable saves to keep Liverpool in the game. But down the other end, it's a great break from Liverpool, counter-attack, and Origi just unleashes a thunderbolt of a shot. Palmer does well, and I don't think Minamino actually takes the shot on. You're thinking, you're on a hat-trick, go and finish it. He tries to square it to Harvey Elliott, and it's cleared for a corner.
So it's still 5-0. Here's the corner, which is swung in to the near post, but headed away, and then it finds its way back out there to the left-hand side, to corner taker Shaqiri. And now it's taken on down the left flank. Jones into the penalty area, twists one way and the other, goes towards the byline, chips it across, but it took a deflection and carried into the side netting, so it's another corner to Liverpool from the left-hand side. The Tottenham match, the Europa League qualifier, they're playing in Macedonia, is over, John Southall.
And it's finished Gendia 1, Tottenham 3. It was interestingly balanced at 1-1 until Son and Kane intervened with 20 minutes to go. Son with a second after Mora's shot rebounded into his path, and Kane nodded in the third, 11 minutes from time. Son repaying the Southampton favour with the assist there. So Tottenham will now play Maccabi Haifa in the playoff stage for a place in the group stage. They've won by 3-1.
And this latest Liverpool corner is headed up and over the top by Marko Grujic, who was rather stretching for it, Stephen Warnock. He's caught the eye tonight, Grujic, in midfield.
Yeah, lovely range of passing, switched the play really well. His closing down has been excellent. He's marshalled that midfield. Whenever Jones and Minamino and Shaqiri have gone forward, he's been the linchpin to sit there to protect them. Whenever the fullbacks go forward, he fills in good positions. Sensible player, really. You can tell the experience of going and playing in the Bundesliga has helped him immensely.
Yes, Grujic, who's been at Hertha Berlin for the last 2 seasons. Lincoln coming forward. Those chances that they had, I mean, Adrian did well, actually, as you say, making saves of various varying levels of quality, but he saved them all. And now Grant on the left-hand side for Lincoln, into the penalty area, curls it goalwards, but that's a comfortable one for Adrian, who's able to catch it above his head. So Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 5. Liverpool are going through, and I think Aston Villa have now confirmed their place in the 4th round. Michelle Owen.
Have John. Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 3. El Ghazi opened the score in the 11th minute, and then Traore on his debut for Aston Villa, an exquisite volley opened his account, and Villa's second goal in the 14th minute. Watkins added a third after coming on in the second half after a swift counter-attack. Villa in complete control the whole game, and they will face Stoke at Villa Park in the 4th round. Bristol City 0, Aston Villa 3. Sorry, John.
Sorry, Michelle. So Aston Villa through, last season's runners-up, but the holders, still quite a question over whether they're going to get through. Manchester City level with Bournemouth at 1-1. The winners for the last 3 years running. We're watching the record winners of this competition. Liverpool 8 times winners. Ball forward for Lincoln. Rhys Williams got a foot to it inside his own penalty area, and just an important touch took it away from Scully. But Grant has got it back on the left-hand side, is able to cross to the back post where it's headed up, not out of the penalty area by Tsimikas. And so here they come again with Grant. George Grant turns and then wins a throw-in down the left-hand side. They have carved out chances, you know, over the course of the 90 minutes. They're 5-0 down, but they've had chances.
Yeah, Adrian's kept Liverpool, or kept the clean sheet for Liverpool. Some smart saves from him. They've caused Liverpool problems with the high line that they've played, Liverpool, and then they've had midfield runners from deep.
Shaqiri plays the ball through, but it hits the heels of Divock Origi, when if he'd been able to take it into his path, he could have been clean through from the halfway line. Liverpool still attacking. Monsma heads it away, comes back almost to Jones on the edge of the area, but it is cleared away by Melbourne to the halfway line. So Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 5. Aston Villa through. Still Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 1. And let's get the latest from John Bennett, who's watching the pictures from Hungary of the UEFA Super Cup. John?
It's half-time, John. It's Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1. Bayern on top, but Sevilla looking really sharp despite the fact it's their first game of the season. They took the lead. Lucas Ocampos with a penalty. Leon Goretzka equalised. Bayern have missed good chances, but it's a very good contest as they try to get the trophy that Liverpool won last season. It's Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1 at half-time.
And an update too from Manchester City from Steve Wyeth.
6 minutes played in the second half still. City 1, Bournemouth 1, but the Premier League side up in the ante against their Championship visitors. Rodri's just had a couple of shots from the edge of the penalty area blocked. Mahrez firing the third effort just wide. Mendy rashly shooting wide, and the City goal scorer Liam Delap very close to heading City back in front. Bournemouth though working hard to contain Manchester City, and remember, it's only 71 days since they came here in the Premier League and outshot Manchester City, the first time that any team did that at the Etihad against a Pep Guardiola Manchester City. Still all to play for. 1-1.
Tsimikas plays the ball into the 6-yard box just over the top of Origi, and it was cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box. by Lewis Montsma. In fact, Harry Anderson is carrying the ball towards the edge of the area, but Fabinho does to Harry Anderson what he did to Timo Werner on a number of occasions on Sunday, just comfortably dispossessed him.
Yeah, really good play and positive play from Harry Anderson to start with. Beat Origi comfortably. Fabinho just held his ground, showed him where he wanted him to go. Harry Anderson thought he could outrun Fabinho, just bullies him, nudges him down and takes the ball away.
Did well, didn't he, against Timo Werner? I think there was just that one occasion in the first half where Werner was able to get away from him.
Yeah, he did, but then he learned from it very, very quickly. Positive display. I think there was a lot of people worried about could he go in that position and look comfortable, could he keep Timo Werner quiet, and as you said, John, apart from that one incident, he looked very accomplished playing centre-back.
Yeah, Joe Gomez out with an injury. We're going to see very shortly another Liverpool debutant. They're about to make their second change, but the ball inside the Lincoln box. Harvey Elliott shooting on the turn. He's claiming that I think he got a tug there, but referee Tony Harrington is having none of that, and Lincoln have got the ball back. Yes, Liverpool's new number 20, Diogo Jota, is limbering up and preparing to come on for his debut after his transfer was confirmed last Saturday from Wolves. Somewhere in the region of £41 million Liverpool have spent on this Portuguese international, a slight figure, 23 years old, and he's going to come on for the 17-year-old Harvey Elliott, whose opportunity there in the penalty area was his last involvement, and he gets a double fist bump from Jurgen Klopp, who's absolutely towering over him. But now, Stephen Warnock, we're going to see where Diogo Jota is going to fit in right from the start.
Well, there's been a little bit of a reshuffle up front. Divock Origi playing on the left-hand side of the free, comes across to this right-hand side. Jota goes across to the wide left position in front of Tsimikas, and I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be telling him to press at every opportunity. Pep Linders, we heard from before the game kicked off in an interview, saying that his pressing is one of the best assets of his game, but we know how influential he can be in a game as well. His quality on the ball is unquestionable.
I don't know about you, but I very often saw him, you know, one of those things, I think, just perhaps a coincidence. Whenever I saw him play for Wolves, he almost always caught the eye. Here's Nico Williams on the right-hand side, plays it infield towards Grujic. Grujic turning the full 360 degrees, playing it back centre field. Shaqiri shoved off the ball by Anderson, but it bounces for Liverpool and is played up towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's won back there, and now a ball forward towards the halfway line for Eden to take on. And then Fabinho comes in with a challenge. Forward of that, though, the ball is run for Scully, and referee Harrington's going to bring it back for the challenge by Fabinho on Eden for a free kick. That will be for Lincoln out towards the right-hand side. We'll have that in a moment, but first back to Manchester City. Steve?
Well, the best chance of the second half has just come the way of Bournemouth. Sam Surridge in loads of space inside left channel. It was like he could scarcely believe it and had to double and triple check, which gave both Eric Garcia and Taylor Harwood-Bellis the opportunity to get back and block his shot. We've also just seen the debutant goalkeeper Zach Steffen racing off his line to clear as Surridge looked like he might be through again. So Bournemouth playing their part and certainly well worthy of the current scoreline. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 1.
Oh, Lincoln chance. Big chance, the best chance they've had so far. The free kick played in from out on the right-hand side from George Grant, and in the middle, the central defender, TJ Aoma, stretching for it, but 6 yards out, hit it horribly wide.
Should score, John, and that's what a defender's finish looks like. Puts it wide of the goal, tries to stab it with the outside of his foot when a simple instep inside of the foot will do the job.
And Lincoln are going to make a double change, and Conor McGrandles is coming on, as is the big number 9 Tom Hopper as well, to play up front through the middle. The both starters in the win against MK Dons at the weekend. You might naturally have expected them to be in the team, but Michael Appleton said a couple of players did have knocks and were little worries, and as a result, neither of them were in the team, but they're both on the field now. Tom Hopper through the middle, and McGrandles in midfield. So Lincoln City 0, Liverpool 5 is the score. I suspect Stephen Wyeth. If it stays like that in the Manchester City match, we might be hearing a good deal more of him later on in this half. But here come Lincoln again on the left-hand side. Scully plays the ball into the middle. Now a chance for Eden to score for Lincoln City. Drove it low into the bottom corner past Adrian, who's absolutely furious, having made a series of saves. He wanted that clean sheet, but Theo Eden has made sure that Lincoln have got a goal tonight. And it's Lincoln City 1, Liverpool 5 now.
An elation from the fans in front of us, John. They're all on their feet. They're delighted to see their team score a goal. The few that have been allowed into the stadium, but it's a great finish from Theo Eden. He just fakes to shoot with the first opportunity, let it run across his body, sells the dummy, and then just slots it calmly into the right-hand corner to Adrian's left. Adrian helpless in the goal for Liverpool this time.
His first goal for Lincoln City, and you'll remember that one. And mobbed by his teammates, even though Liverpool had a 5-goal lead at the time. And there is the announcement, and it's almost like we've got a crowd in the ground, Stephen.
Oh, it's lovely to hear, isn't it?
It is.
So nice, and that reaction in front of us, the fans on the... I don't know whether the fans, John, or part of the club, but they're all...
they're academy.
They're all up on their feet celebrating. It was just nice to hear that response to a goal going in. We're used to a silence now.
Yes, so quite the ovation for Theo Eden, who I'm sure will remember that for many a year. Lincoln 1, Liverpool 5 is now the score. Liverpool, though, still on the way through to a home tie against Arsenal. I would expect that at some point tomorrow we'll find out when those matches are going to be played, all of those cup matches next week. This, fourth week in a row of matches midweek in the Carabao Cup. But you would assume if the Premier League match is Monday night that it would be likely to be next Thursday.
It looks that way. If you're trying to be sensible to help the players out without tiring them out too much and trying to cause injuries, Thursday looks the obvious date. And what we do want, John, is we want both teams fully fit, ready to go, both in the Premier League and the Carabao Cup, because it's great for the competition to see both teams go full strength as well.
Yeah, you'll be able to hear both of those matches, by the way, on 5 Live next week. The Monday night match in the Premier League, as Liverpool with Tsimikas down the left lifts a ball into the middle, but too close to goalkeeper Palmer, who's able to collect that quite comfortably. And yes, of course, at the current time we've got commentary on all of the Premier League matches on either national or local radio. The majority of them here on 5 Live. Will have at least 140 Premier League commentaries this season, and we've got 6 more coming up for you, as well as Liverpool Arsenal on Monday over the course of Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Crystal Palace Everton is the 3 o'clock commentary on 5 Live on Saturday, which looks like a decent match after the way that they've started the season. And then Tottenham Newcastle, Manchester City Leicester and West Ham Wolves will be the Sunday commentary matches. Let's go back to Manchester City. Steve Wyeth.
A bang on an hour played, and plan B is being exercised by Pep Guardiola. Rodri off, Kevin De Bruyne on. City have responded well to those 2 opportunities for Sam Surridge at the other end for Bournemouth, driving forward, and Kyle Walker had a shot that was deflected and went looping just over the crossbar. But with De Bruyne on, it tells you that the team chasing this trophy for a 4th successive season want to make sure that there is no slipping up in the 3rd round. City 1, Bournemouth 1.
Thank you, Steve. As I say, we may well have commentary on the latter stages coming up. I was in a similar position last night when I was on my own at Leicester Arsenal, and all of the other matches were very one-sided. So we ended up for the last 10 minutes of the commentary at the King Power Stadium last night. It was an enjoyable game, actually, Steve. Arsenal did well. Strong team.
They've been hugely impressive, haven't they, John?
Very, very, very impressive, as they were again last night. Here's Curtis Jones bringing it forward for Liverpool, curling ball to the edge of the box, looking for Jota on his debut. Comes out to Shaqiri, though. Shaqiri, little shuffle forward from him. Then Jota with a cross. It's cleared away towards the edge of the penalty area. And Grujic hits a shot, and it's in. Goalkeeper Palmer diving down to his right, got a good hand to it, couldn't keep it out. I think he's shell-shocked to an extent. And Grujic now scores for Liverpool, who leads 6-1 here in Lincoln.
Well, he catches Palmer unaware, John. He catches him off guard completely, because what he actually tries to do, or what he does, is he feints to play it right, very little backlift and just drags the ball through the defender's legs into the far corner from the edge of the box. It's a magnificent strike from Grujic. He's deserved that with his performance tonight, being hugely impressive in that central midfield role.
So Marko Grujic, who's been in Germany on loan in Berlin for the last 2 seasons, hasn't played for Liverpool in a competitive match since the December of 2017, and that is his first competitive goal for Liverpool in what is his 15th. Who's had a very good night, Stephen Warnock.
He has.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like...
Scully is onto it, but Liverpool quickly back into position, and now Melbourne joins the attack, and here the ball down the left-hand side. Eden with a cross comes off the outstretched foot of Reece Williams, and behind for a corner to Lincoln from the left.
I think going back to Marko Grujic, I think Jurgen Klopp's been hugely impressed with the way he's come back, really benefited him, the loan system, helped him grow as a player, and he's come back and he's been very, very promising in pre-season. I think he's forced his way into Jurgen Klopp's thinking.
This corner for Lincoln City then from the left-hand side is swung in by Grant to the back post, and it's headed off the crossbar and over the line. It's been turned in, but I have a feeling that the initial header was actually in from Lewis Monsma. It was followed up on the line. Monsma is being congratulated. I think that Tom Hopper was the one who put it over the line, but I have a feeling that the initial header from Monsma was in.
I'm with you, John. I think it's a goal for Monsma. Towering header at the back post. Adrian gets caught under the ball, thinks he can come and claim it. It's a quality delivery from the from the left-hand side. And Monsma, powerful header, crashes in off the bar. They've deserved that this second half, John. The way that they've played, the way that they've gone after Liverpool. They obviously went 5-0 down early in the second half, and they've continued to go at Liverpool. They've continued to try and be on the front foot, to make the forward runs, being committed, and they've got the rewards with a couple of goals to much of the delight of the spectators of the club in front of us.
Yeah, Monsma, they've obviously had a look at the TV replays of that, and the goal indeed has been given to the central defender, Lewis Monsma. So it's Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 6. Just the 8 goals tonight. The Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup has followed in the footsteps of the Premier League last weekend, Stephen. After all of the goals there, an absolute avalanche of goals in this competition this week.
Yeah, I think there's a feeling that without the fans in the ground, there's a feeling that fans give you edge when you're playing a game, and you get that feeling of when you do make a mistake or something happens, you sharpen up your senses a little bit more, and I do feel that these games have a sort of a training ground feel to them.
We are only just into the last quarter of the match. Lincoln 2, Liverpool 6. It could almost be anything. You've got Diogo Jota on the field, who I'm sure would love the opportunity to get a goal on his debut. You've got Minamino, who's on a hat-trick, who's just been brought down right on the edge of the box by TJ Aoma. You've got Curtis Jones on a hat-trick out there as well, and others wanting to impress. Divock Origi with a captain's armband, he'll fancy a goal. And yet Lincoln are causing threats as well when they come forward. But a free kick now for Liverpool after that foul by Aoma, and he's been yellow carded for it as well. Who's fancying this then?
Well, I can't believe anyone else is going near Shaqiri after the free kick he put in the top corner in the first half. I'd be saying, are you being serious? Have you got a cheek about you to think that you can take this one off me?
Well, it takes one to know one. And Shaqiri actually, backing that up by, did you see, he put the ball down probably 3 yards back from where the foul actually took place, but Tony Harrington was not having any of that, and he's put it back, so it's in the D towards the left side. Fabinho is there as well. Shaqiri, little steps forward. It's going to be Fabinho, through the wall and just wide of the foot of the post. Well, that was not far away with Alex Palmer diving down to his left. It remains 6-2.
The angle must have suited Fabinho more than Shaqiri. He's tried a few of them in pre-season. Whenever Trent Alexander-Arnold hasn't been on the field, he's been the one to step up. Not had a great success rate so far with taking free kicks, but that wasn't far away from that right-hand corner.
Not sure if I mentioned, by the way, Stephen, Theo Archibald has come on, the 22-year-old former Celtic youngster who is on for Harry Anderson. So on a similar subject, in the Europa League, we know that Celtic are through after their 1-0 win against Riga FC. Tottenham won in the end by 3-1 against Skendia, with their Son and Kane scoring late goals after Lamela got the early one. Motherwell are out, losing 3-0 to Hapoel Beersheva. Aberdeen are still 1-0 down to Sporting Lisbon, and Rangers winning 2-0 against Willem II. Goals from Tavernier from with a penalty, and from Kent. And Liverpool leading by 6-2. I should mention as well that the Rugby League continues on 5 Live Sports Extra. Castleford had a narrow lead against Huddersfield last we heard. But that is it from us, Stephen, for the time being. We're going to cross over to Manchester for the remainder of the match there, which is poised. Manchester City 1, Bournemouth 1. So if anything further happens here, we'll let you know about it. But it's all yours for the time being, Steve Wyeth.
Midway through the second half, John, thank you. Across from Phil Foden from the right-hand side, beaten away by Mark Travers in the Bournemouth goal. An indication of how much Manchester City are struggling to impose themselves on this game. Raheem Sterling has just joined Kevin De Bruyne as being introduced as a second half substitute, having been forced into a change in the first half. That's the alterations done as far as Pep Guardiola is concerned. So Manchester City will have to now try and see off their championship opponents with the 11 that are on the field. Foden, who has been the outstanding player for City this evening, trying to swap passes with their goal scorer Liam Delap on the edge of the penalty area. But Bournemouth have defended mightily well, just as they did here in the Premier League towards the end of last season, just 3 games in fact before their Premier League relegation. And they are breaking down the left-hand side. Sam Surridge, who got the Bournemouth equaliser just 4 minutes after Delap had put City deservedly in front. And since that moment, it has been a much more even contest. Credit where due to Bournemouth, who could have perhaps folded under the weight of City's early possession and pressure, but instead they have taken the game to City whenever the opportunity has presented itself. We're getting men forward whenever the ball is in the City half, and Surridge has led the line admirably. Absolutely bossing at times the City defence. Here come City again on the right. Foden, oh, lovely skill. He's been fouled, sent flying by Jordan Zamora. That will be a free kick to Manchester City on the right-hand side, which gives us a quick chance to go for a Super Cup update. Bayern against Sevilla. John Bennett.
10 minutes gone in the second half, Steve. It's Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1. Bayern Munich have just had a goal ruled out. Robert Lewandowski found the back of the net after brilliant composure. He laid the ball off to Müller, who played it back to him 6 yards out, but it was just offside. And Manuel Neuer has made a good save to deny Sevilla's De Jong. It's a really good match. Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1.
Pep Guardiola in conversation with his assistants on the bench behind him as Riyad Mahrez and De Bruyne line up this free kick, which is level with the corner of the penalty area, about 30 yards out on the right-hand side as Manchester City attack. Looks like it'll be De Bruyne to deliver right-footed towards the back post, which is almost entirely unoccupied by blue shirts, and it drifts harmlessly behind for a corner kick. It is half-time in the Rugby League game. Castleford 13, Huddersfield 12. We will get updates from that game in the second half from Dave Woods. I'll focus for the time being on the final 19.5 minutes from the Etihad Stadium, where Manchester City have not lost since the second leg of the semi-final of this competition against Manchester United back in January. 8 successive victories since then, but they are being held by Bournemouth of the Championship. Raheem Sterling cutting inside Billing. Support from Foden, who's drifting around and finding space. So too De Bruyne, right-hand side. Crossing opportunity perhaps from the right for City. No, back to De Bruyne it goes, who's being very, very closely marshalled by the Bournemouth captain, Dan Gosling. But now the cross will surely eventually come in from the right. It does, but it is an easy claim for Mark Travers, who is deputising for Asmir Begovic in the Bournemouth goal this evening. Bournemouth have lost their last 10 games against Manchester City, all of those in the Premier League, by an aggregate score of 30-5. So although they gave a good account of themselves here towards the back end of last season in a 2-1 defeat, they have had no success against Manchester City, you've got to go all the way back to 1999 and a goalless draw at Dean Court for the last time that Bournemouth avoided defeat against Manchester City. But they have played exceptionally well this evening. Their new head coach, Jason Tindall, who replaced Eddie Howe ahead of the new season, so far unbeaten, and he is barking instructions from the technical area as Surridge lays it off for Billing, but he has been dispossessed by the backtracking Foden. That's been a good contest between Billing and Foden. Foden out to Sterling, cutting into the penalty area from the left, somewhat loses his balance. The ball runs kindly though for Mahrez. Mendy is there, clipped into the penalty area, but not the most effective of passes in the end from Foden. Behind it goes for a goal kick. So let's pop back to Lincoln, Liverpool and John Murray.
No further goals, Steve, although a low shot from just outside the D from the debutant Diogo Jota. His first effort at goal, narrowly wide. He stood and watched it, but behind for a goal kick. So it remains Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 6. But Jurgen Klopp making his third change, Xherdan Shaqiri being substituted. Naby Keita has come on for him in midfield. Xherdan Shaqiri, Stephen Warnock, his first appearance of the season, and he's been heavily involved. A goal and plenty else.
Yeah, inventiveness, creativity, quality on the ball, and then the goal is outstanding. But Jurgen Klopp will be delighted with his performance tonight. The only downside with Shaqiri is that you don't get that 90 minutes out of him. He just looked to be a little bit tired just before he came off.
So still Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 6, Steve.
We still don't know, with 17 minutes remaining here, who will be playing Burnley in the next round of the Carabao Cup. Will it be the team who are setting out on a third successive defence of the trophy, or will it be Bournemouth getting another opportunity to get the better of Premier League opposition? They beat Crystal Palace on penalties in the previous round. Don't know whether you caught it, but it was an absolutely stupendous penalty shootout of the highest quality, which Bournemouth eventually won 11-10. So we got down to the goalkeepers before anybody missed, and then Palace's Luka Milivojevic missing what was his second penalty of the shootout to send Bournemouth through to this tie against Manchester City. De Bruyne inside his own half, midway inside his own half, out to the right-hand side to Kyle Walker, back into the path of De Bruyne, who's now midway inside the Bournemouth half in a central position, finds Sterling on the left. He's got Mendy overlapping on as a first-half substitute for Manchester City. Benjamin Mendy this evening, after Adrian Banabe was stretchered off on what was his full debut. We wish him, of course, a speedy recovery. He looked in quite some distress with what looked to be a leg muscle injury as he was stretchered down the touchline in front of us midway through that first half. 1-1 Manchester City against Bournemouth. De Bruyne finds Mahrez right hand side of the penalty area. Back to Mahrez from Foden, and he struck the post, and then the rebound is in. Really instinctive finish from Foden on the rebound as it came back to him off the post, and that could well be the goal to send Manchester City through. It needed that moment of inspiration. It needed something a little bit special, and it took something of real quality from Foden, who reacted quickly and just got enough elevation on the ball to send it over the sprawling Travers, who had dived to his left rather, to try and save the initial shot, but Foden over his head and into the back of the net, and Manchester City lead Bournemouth 2-1. Well done Foden and Mahrez, who linked up beautifully on the edge of the penalty area, and it was Foden in space when it came back off the frame of the goal, and he just about got enough elevation on the ball to send it over Mark Travers. And Manchester City will be feeling an awful lot better about things now that they are 2-1 in front, because they have had to work really hard to get themselves ahead again. They only led for 4 minutes after they took the lead first time around. Will their advantage last a little bit longer? Bournemouth looking to have something to say about that. Jordan Zemura bursting down the left-hand side. Clip forward, and there is space for Bournemouth in behind Manchester City again, and a stumble, a potentially costly one. Yeah, Gavin Kilkenny seeing the ball eventually trickle behind for a goal kick. just on as a substitute, Kilkenny, but that was a really good opportunity to get the ball across the face of goal, unable to do so. Manchester City leading Bournemouth 2-1. Let's get an update from Super League. Castleford, Huddersfield, Dave Woods.
2 minutes into the second half, and Castleford has scored with the first play of this second half. They lead by 17 points to 12. A kick that was just pumped in the air, went nowhere, but Greg Eden caught it, went 30 yards, helped set it up, and Jack Sanderson on the other wing has finished it. There's a kick to come, but Castleford lead Huddersfield by 17 points to 12.
2-1 Manchester City over Bournemouth now. Delap and Surridge in the first half sharing the goals, and now Delap is on the move down the right hand side for City, just turning it into space in the Bournemouth penalty area, and it has reached Sterling. Should have been cleared, it wasn't his. Raheem Sterling. Foden again on the edge of the penalty area, and Foden looking to curl one into the top corner, and it's just wide of the target. In fact, it was Ferran Torres in the end taking aim. Decent effort, but always curling away from the face of goal. Rangers are now 3-0 up away from home at Willemsweg in the qualifying for the Europa League. So Rangers looking pretty comfortably off there at Sporting 1, Aberdeen 0 in the other game ongoing, involving one of our Scottish sides. Clearance down the left-hand side by Bournemouth, who have shown enough to suggest that this game is not over yet, with City leading 2-1. We've got 12 minutes to play, and Pep Guardiola, stalking his technical area, looks far from comfortable with the current situation, even if the changes that he has made in this second half, introducing De Bruyne and Sterling, do seem to have worked in terms of giving his team an element of control. Here comes the man whose goal is currently sending the holders through to the fourth round once again. City have won their last 15 ties in this competition. Only Nottingham Forest and Liverpool historically have gone on longer unbeaten runs in the League Cup. Foden back into his own half to Harwood Bellis, one of the youngsters given an opportunity tonight, making what is his fifth appearance in Manchester City colours. Mahrez on the left, firing it in towards Delap, who wasn't quite expecting the pass to come his way, still did a pretty good job of controlling it, and then has gone clattering into Travers, the Bournemouth goalkeeper. He's a real barrel-chested sort of style, old-fashioned number 9, and he's been booked for that unnecessary collision, which he was certainly responsible for, with the Bournemouth goalkeeper, who has stayed down, clearly in discomfort and requiring treatment from the Bournemouth medical staff. And once again, the stretchers are being brought to the side of the pitch. We've seen them once already this evening for the young City defender Adrien Bernabe, who went off in the first half. Hopefully we won't need them again. For Mark Travers, Liam Delap just apologising for his part in that collision. I would say it was down to enthusiasm rather than aggression. That will be no consolation for Travers, who looks to be in a pretty bad way. He's not moved so far, just lying on his front on the edge of his 6-yard box. And there are concerned looks on the face of the Bournemouth medical staff, who are currently tending to him. City leading Bournemouth 2-1. Whilst we've got a stoppage here, a chance to go back to Lincoln, Liverpool and John Murray.
Still no further change to the scoreline here. Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 6. So Liverpool, who were comfortably 4-0 up at half-time, leading with 2 goals from Minamino, 2 from Curtis Jones, 1 from Xherdan Shaqiri, who's since been substituted, and another from Marco Grujic. But a couple of goals in the second half from Tayo Eden and Lewis Montsma. And Theo Archibald should have scored a third one for them, Stephen Warnock.
He showed great opportunity, and it's just them chances that they've created that they haven't taken tonight. This could have been a different scoreline. Adrian has kept Liverpool, or kept the score down to 2, but they should have done better.
But Liverpool coasting through, leading by 6 goals to 2 with 6 or 7 minutes to go, Steve.
Mark Travers is back on his feet. He's just stretching his arms above his head. The Bournemouth keeper, who was clattered into by Liam Delap. We have just seen a replay of that incident, and it was certainly an avoidable one. Delap having done well initially to try and bring the ball under control, as it squirmed away from him in his exuberance, ended up jumping into the Bournemouth goalkeeper when the ball wasn't really there for him to challenge for. He has been booked for that, the 17-year-old who has marked his debut with a goal tonight. And it will be a Bournemouth free kick, which Travers is on his feet and well enough to take. So City leading 2-1, but this tie far from over. 9 minutes plus stoppage time to play, and somewhat wastefully, Surridge was coming back from an offside position as that free kick was sent towards him. Ball, though, out of play instead for what will be a Bournemouth throw in the left-back position. So let's get another quick update on the Super Cup. Bayern-Sevilla, John Bennett.
And a former Manchester City player, very, very unlucky. It's Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1, but Bayern Munich should be ahead. Leroy Sané finding the back of the net, but the goal was ruled out by the English ref, Anthony Taylor, for a foul by Robert Lewandowski, but it didn't look like a foul to me. And one of the Bayern Munich backroom staff was booked as well for remonstrating with the referee. 67 minutes gone. It's Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1.
JB, it was a proper rascal penalty, wasn't it, that gave Sevilla the lead. To put Neuer down like that with a no-look shot from the penalty spot, unbelievable composure.
Yeah, Lucas Ocampos with a no-look penalty. So he basically looked at one corner, but then fired the penalty into the other corner. Yeah, it's gone viral on social media. Have a look if you get a chance. A no-look penalty in the Super Cup.
Of all the goalkeepers to do that to, the great Manuel Neuer, he will not be impressed. Does not like conceding, does he? The German number one, whatever the circumstances. A foul by Surridge on Eric Garcia, who I should tell you is wearing a Petr Cech-style head protection this evening. He missed the game against Wolves with a head injury on Monday night, but started this evening wearing the skull cap. And all being well, we'll see the game through to its conclusion as well. Kyle Walker has been dispossessed. Bournemouth cannot believe that referee John Moss has blown his whistle. Gosling thought that he'd won that ball back fairly, captain on captain. But that is not the interpretation of the referee, and Manchester City have a free kick. A little bit of game management you would expect now from Manchester City, who, having got themselves in front, and with that big game against Leicester to come here on Sunday at the start of what is suddenly, after their delayed start to the season, proved to be a pretty hectic opening week, playing Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Hence the 8 changes from the start this evening for Manchester City. It's back with their goalkeeper, one of the debutants, Zach Steffen, the 25-year-old American who spent last season on loan in Germany with Fortuna Düsseldorf, having joined Manchester City last summer. His clearance has eventually gone out of play in the Bournemouth left-back position, but it will be a Manchester City throw. Ferran Torres has trotted across to take it. He's been making his first start for Manchester City tonight, and although we've seen flashes of the reason that Manchester City paid £20 million for him, he's not quite had the kind of influence on the game that I'm sure Pep Guardiola was hoping that he would have. So one of those perhaps who will just need a little bit of time to adapt to English football. Back to Stefan, who finds Kevin De Bruyne offering an outlet on the edge of his own penalty area. Garcia forward up towards Delap. It won't reach him. There's been an impressive effort from Bournemouth defensively to keep City quiet in the main tonight. Just the 2 goals. The 2 goals at the moment look like they are sending them through to a meeting with Burnley in the 4th round. One team that we know that is certainly going through to the next round. That's Liverpool. They'll be playing Arsenal because of, John Murray, how comfortably off they are against Lincoln.
Yes, just a couple of minutes of the 90 to go. It is still Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 6. And finally, Stephen Warnock, I think a little bit of the intensity has gone from the game this evening with Liverpool coasting through.
Yeah, it just feels like a training game now. Liverpool just, like you say, coasting, relaxing, just moving the ball around comfortably with hardly any pressure from Lincoln. And Lincoln just finding it very, very difficult to get anywhere near this Liverpool team as they're on the break.
They are on the break. It's 3 against 2 as well, and Minamino to the edge of the area finds Origi, and Origi scores. He shoots under the dive of Alex Palmer, the goalkeeper, and Liverpool have hit 7 in the Carabao Cup here in Lincoln tonight. And it's the captain for the second half, Divock Origi, who's finally got himself on the score sheet, Stephen Warnock.
Even more quality from Minamino, the drive from midfield, and then it's can you pick the right pass, can you pick the right way to pass? He does both of those things, and then it's one touch finish from Origi, just lets it come across his body, strikes it with the instep of his foot across into the far left-hand corner. Palmer with no chance to save it. A comfortable night's work for Liverpool.
So there we are, another goal I'm not sure I've ever seen a 7-2 away win before, but that's what we've got here tonight. Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 7. Steve.
4 minutes remaining and a chance for a Bournemouth equaliser. Sam Surridge, who did get the equaliser for them in the first half, has just sent a header looping wide of the target. One of those, a free kick from the left-hand side. And Surridge, if anything, just got up a little bit too early, and he was on his way down as the ball reached him. And that made it very difficult for him to get any power or direction on the header. And relief for Manchester City, who had conceded a free kick. The foul on Jordan Zamora, who was bursting forward down the left-hand side. Cook for Bournemouth at the heart of their defence, hooking it away from the edge of his own penalty area. 2-1 City lead. We've seen at times the masterclass of passing and moving from Phil Foden tonight. A wonderful finish on his debut from Liam Delap to put Manchester City in front. Then the response from Surridge for Bournemouth, and it's taken Manchester City a huge slice of the second half to take control of the game, and Foden putting them in front once again after Mahrez's shot had come back off the post. And they are now 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time through to a trip to Burnley in the next round of the competition that they've won not just for the last 3 seasons but for 4 of the last 5. This has been a competition that Manchester City have been absolutely dominant in over the course of the last few years. They've got some defending to do now, though, as Adam Smith takes a throw in on the right-hand side for the team that was relegated from the Premier League at the end of last season, and will be hoping desperately that they have kept enough of their squad together, and with the continuity provided by Eddie Howe's former number 2, Jason Tindall, now at the helm, that they can mount an immediate promotion push on their return to the Championship. Rangers even more comfortably off in the Netherlands, now leading 4-0 away from home against Willem II. Still Sporting 1, Aberdeen 0. 1 apiece in the Super Cup between Bayern and Sevilla. We'll have news as well from Super League shortly. Castleford against Huddersfield. Delap challenging for the ball. It has come off, though, off a Bora. In fact, no, the decision has gone Bournemouth's way, and it'll be a throw into them just inside the City half on the right-hand side. Approaching the 90th minute. But Smith, the Bournemouth right-back, has just stolen a few yards too many for referee John Moss's liking, who has sent him back towards the halfway line to take the throw in. Smith gets it back and is going to play it forward towards the substitute, Kilkenny. Once again, though, out of play for a Bournemouth throw. 2-1, the deficit that the Championship club is still trying to overturn, to send it to penalties for the second round running as far as they were concerned. A situation that they prevailed in against Crystal Palace, another Premier League team, in the last round. So they will feel confident if they can somehow find an equalising goal. And here they come down the left-hand side, clipped into Billing on the edge of the penalty area, who was picking out the run that was being made by Zamora, but couldn't quite reach the pass. And now Ferran Torres and Riyad Mahrez down the right for Manchester City, who, as we tick towards stoppage time, may well just try and slow the tempo, retain possession as much as possible. They don't want any slip-ups in their pursuit of a trophy that they have decided they want to take ownership of. First trophy to win, of course, in the season is one that Pep Guardiola always makes a very, very big effort to win, and he's been pretty successful at doing so. Here come Bournemouth down the left as we go into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Pulled back towards Kilkenny on the edge of the penalty area, but cleared by Manchester City up to halfway, and out of play for a Bournemouth throw on the left-hand side. In fact, if City were to win the Carabao Cup again this season, then Pep Guardiola would be the first man to win it as a coach in 4 successive seasons. Let's get a quick full time from Sincil Bank. Lincoln Liverpool with John Murray.
Handshakes or fist bumps all round here at Sincil Bank, the LNER Stadium, because the final score is Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 7. Liverpool were 4-0 up at half-time. Minamino scored 2, Curtis Jones scored 2. The others came from Xherdan Shaqiri, Marco Grujic and Divock Origi, and Lincoln got a couple in the second half through Theo Eden and Lewis Monsma. But the record winners, Liverpool, are through, and they will play Arsenal at Anfield next week after Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 7.
Manchester City 2, Bournemouth 1. Phil Foden is hobbling away from a challenge as things stand. He's the match winner, and for those who have been clamouring to see more of Phil Foden in a starting role for Manchester City and what he might be capable of, even though he has of course now played a huge number of games for Manchester City, 76 in all, he has certainly demonstrated tonight in that playmaker role just behind Delap of what he is capable of, what the future might hold for City in terms of his ability. At times in the first half it was a real clinic of passing and movement from him. He's been involved in all the good stuff creatively we've seen from City, but here comes someone we know is more than capable of quality. De Bruyne finding Sterling, left-hand edge of the penalty area, but we will come back for the late challenge on De Bruyne because Sterling was not going to be able to take advantage of that situation, and instead it'll be a Manchester City free kick with 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. They're leading 2-1, but De Bruyne is another player who has gone down and not moved. Lewis Cook has been booked for the challenge that has led to this delay. De Bruyne was stumbling and he stepped across Cook, who was retreating, and it was one of those accidental comings together, but Cook probably had his arm out, and that's the reason that De Bruyne has been hurt, because that arm was high and it's caught De Bruyne in the side of the head. Nothing, I don't think Cook knew a great deal about it, to be honest, because De Bruyne was just elevating himself up from that stumbling position as he looked to lay the pass off towards Sterling, and the two just collided. Yellow card for Cook. It will be a Manchester City free kick, but having already lost one player to injury, albeit one of their younger and up-and-coming players, Adrian Benabe, the 19-year-old Spaniard in the first half. This will be something of an anxious moment for Pep Guardiola, who's had injuries to contend with at the start of this season, as well as players testing positive for COVID-19, which has meant that he's been limited in the numbers in those players available to him to rotate this evening. There was an awful lot of inexperience on the bench against Wolves on Monday night in the Premier League, wasn't there? More than we've been used to seeing in recent seasons for this exceptionally deep pool of talent that is usually at Pep Guardiola's beck and call. De Bruyne is now, though, up and trudging towards the touchline. Guardiola's not been entirely happy this evening with some of the challenges, and there was certainly a difference of opinion between him and Jason Tindall the previous time that the player was down receiving treatment. That was when Delap clattered into goalkeeper Mark Travers. De Bruyne does look as though he's going to be able to continue. We've played the 4 anticipated minutes of stoppage time, but there will be a substantial chunk more now, because it's been at least 2 minutes since the ball was kicked in anger. There are not too many blue shirts pouring forward for this free kick, which is about 30 yards out in a central position. Riyad Mahrez, who's got short sleeves and gloves on, one of 3 City players, Foden and Mendy, the others, who came out in gloves for the second half, which is not a judgment because I'm wearing them as well. It is a chilly night in Manchester, the temperature plummeting very quickly from kick-off onwards. Mendy just delaying a Bournemouth throw in the right-back position, which Namdi Ofaboro was trying to take quickly. Cook launching the ball high into the air up towards Surridge, who's surrounded by 2 City players, including De Bruyne, who wins the header. Here's Sterling into the feet of Liam Delap, starting his first game for City tonight. He's going to finish it as well. Finds Sterling on the left-hand side. We've now played 5 minutes of stoppage time. City leading by 2-1, and just trying to retain possession now inside the Bournemouth half. De Bruyne satisfied that time has been killed off pretty successfully, sends it back to the edge of his own penalty area to goalkeeper Zach Steffen, who launches it out to the left-hand side. Mendy doing a good job of keeping the ball in play with his head, just as it looked like it might drift beyond him. Ofabora all the way back to his goalkeeper under pressure from Sterling. Away by Cook, picked off though by Mahrez, and a chance here for Manchester City to kill off the game. Mahrez cutting onto his left foot, still going. It's quite the run from Riyad Mahrez, and considering he had options and an opportunity to shoot, that is something of a wasted opportunity to make sure of the victory for City tonight. Instead, they've got some defending to do as Bournemouth try and break down the left-hand side. 6 minutes of stoppage time have been played. City leading 2-1, but the job not quite done yet. Kyle Walker back in the right-back position, all the way back to his goalkeeper Steffen once more. who sends it out to the left. An elevated pass to Mendy, who controls it on his chest. Back to Harwood Bellis. Surely a matter of time now for Manchester City. Delap coming back from an offside position. The flag is up. It'll be a Bournemouth free kick, and there will be one final opportunity for the Championship side to send this tie to penalties. Travers for a moment looked like he was going to leave the free kick and head up to the Manchester City penalty area himself. Bournemouth are trying to take a free kick for offside inside the Manchester City half. The ball is still inside the City half. Surely Travers is not going to be able to take it from there. Well, he's being allowed to get on with it. Guardiola pointing out that that can't possibly be right. The header was won though by a Bournemouth player, and Manchester City have completed the job. There is the full-time whistle. Well, it was an awful...
Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Saturday we'll be doing Crystal Palace versus Everton watch along in the Premier League. And then I'm not sure what we're going to do on Sunday. But Monday, Liverpool Arsenal watch along. Thank you everyone for watching. And hope you guys have enjoyed this watch along. Don't forget to smash a like on the stream. I would really appreciate it. And see you guys soon. Peace. Bye everyone.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like